Hello friends, I am Sanyukta Saxena. I live in Bangalore, India, and I am here on YouTube to introduce you to the beautiful world of Zentangle. I am a Zentangle enthusiast myself and practicing Zentangle method of drawing since last 2.5 years. I did my basics from CZT Dilip Patel and CZT Malti Karpur about 2 years back, and since then there has been no looking back. It has been tiles after tiles, complete bliss. So that's about my brief intro. I'm going to be attending CZT seminar 36 to be scheduled to be held in November, so looking forward to it. So what is this Zentangle? Zentangle, its origin is in USA, Rhode Island, USA to be brief. Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas came up with this method of drawing, which requires no artistic backgrounds. Why? Because it revolves around some structured patterns made up of very elemental strokes which anybody can draw. They are very easy to draw, anybody can pick up. And these structured patterns they basically called as tangles. And the word Zen, as you know, has its origin in Japanese Buddhism, and basically it means a meditative state of mind. So Zentangle as an art form is also very therapeutic, healing and meditative in nature. So as we start on our journey, I am going to introduce you to some more principles of Zentangle and what is so special about putting pen to paper the Zentangle way. To start with, I have with me a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch tile. In Zentangle, a piece of paper, a specific piece of paper which is good in quality, acid-free, archival quality, and 100% cotton is called a tile. It is 9 cm by 9 cm. Apart from this, what we need is a Sakura Micron 01 pen, black, and a normal HB pencil, and a paper stump also called as a tortillon. That is all we need to start with. So Zentangle traditionally is made in black and white only, although of late colors have been introduced, but still black and white, I would say, has its own beauty, and originally it is made in black and white only. So Zentangle again is an abstract art form. It is not supposed to convey anything. The patterns are not supposed to depict anything. So the pressure of you trying to make a duck and it turning out to be a donkey is not there. So there are no mistakes since there are no comparisons. So it is supposed to be abstract, and let it be abstract. Just don't try to plan your tile, right? So I start with the tile. The first step is to be grateful and thankful to the art form, and you'll realize that by the end of the session, once you have completed the tile and you appreciate it, that wow, what a wonderful art form it is, and the fact that I have been able to create it, so the sense of gratitude will come automatically. So what I have done here is I have put 4 dots at the corner of this tile, and with a very relaxed and free-flowing hand I have joined those dots. This is the first and the second step of Zentangle. Then what we do is we may or may not, what we do, draw a string. String is a doodle kind of a thing, and the only doodle element in the Zentangle. Why Zentangle is not equivalent to doodling is because Zentangle is a mindful drawing. The strokes that you will be drawing in a tangle are very deliberate, and they are drawn with full focus and concentration. It's not like an aimless doodling that you are doing at the corner of a page, right? So I'm just going to use a small simple string, like I just drew a somewhat round string, a bad round string. A string is basically trying to divide this section into some more sections. So here there are 2 sections. You may or may not be bound by a string. A string is not a limitation, it is just a suggestion. So today I am going to be drawing the pattern called crescent moon, what is called a tangle in Zentangle. It is basically a pattern, and the pattern is called crescent moon. So the name of the pattern may or may not have to do anything with how it looks. At times it does bear a relation, but most of the times it does not. So I am going to start with drawing a series of half moon kind of shapes, right? So what you have to actually see here is I am taking my time, slowly drawing each shape, not thinking about the end result in any manner, and just concentrating on each stroke, right? So I'm drawing series of this half moon kind of shapes, just randomly. They need not be equally spaced or anything like that. And now I'm going to fill up this space, right? So you can also use a micron pen to fill up the space, which has a broader nib. So this is a micron pen. It has a broader nib, and I'm using it just to fill up the spaces so that it is faster, right? So just talking about Zentangle, when you draw a Zentangle tile, your focus is totally on drawing, right? Because the strokes, the patterns have been designed in such a manner that they require repetitive strokes. So wherever your mind may have been at the time when you're drawing a tile, it has to be there, right? So why it is called a meditative art? Because at that point of time, it has the ability to remove your mind from everywhere else and focus on what you are doing. And that's what meditation is all about, right? Being aware and at the same time being in a relaxed state of mind. So once I fill up these crescent moon kind of shapes, then I am going to, what we say, just pardon me if I am trying to fill it up in a haphazard manner. So I am going to aura these shapes. Now what is aura is repeat the outer line of the shape, and when you draw more than one auras, you are basically trying to echo the same shape. So I filled this up as to the last one also. Yeah. Now that we have filled up the shapes, what I am going to do is again take my micron 01, which has a very fine nib, and I am going to aura these shapes like this. Right. So what is worth watching here is I am not moving my hand much. I am moving the tile, right? So what I am doing is I am rotating the tile as per my ease of hand position. I have ordered all the shapes. Now I am just going to be repeating the same stroke. Take your time, relax your hand. Don't worry about mistake, oh this could have been better, oh this is not equidistance. There are no mistakes in Zentangle. It is not supposed to be looking like anything. Every tile is different, opens to one own interpretation. Right? So there is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong in the Zentangle. It is pure art. So now I am adding the third aura. As you can see, I am just repeating the same lines and not doing anything else, just repeating the lines. Moving the tile. Not worrying about the straight, whether the lines are perfect or they are equidistant or not. Just going with the flow with full concentration. Right? So you can already make out how it is looking. The pattern is called Crescent Moon, and it is used in a number of ways. So once you start combining tangles in a tile, this is a mono tangle, right? Because I am using only one tangle in this tile. Once you start to combine 2 or 3 tangles in a tile, you will realize how handy crescent moon comes. It can fit into just any shape. So I am continuing to aura. And I am not crossing the lines anywhere. As you see, once they start overlapping, I just stop here and then line from here to here. I'm not going to cross the lines anywhere. Here, again starting from here till here. Not crossing the lines anywhere. Don't forget to rotate your tile, otherwise your hands will start to ache. Your hand has to be comfortable while you are drawing. So just repeating the lines, and you can see how it is turning out already. So I have left this small shape in between. There is a purpose. I am going to be filling that also with crescent moon only, but I am going to shade the 2 spaces differently so that we know how shading is a very integral part of a tile and how it adds dimension, contrast and depth to a Zentangle tile. Right. Just going with the flow, taking each so you can make out what kind of a woven look we are getting when we are repeating the lines in the same fashion every time, right? So it's a woven look. Here. So now I'm going to just outline this small shape. And I'm again going to add few small chrysanthemums inside. Like we did earlier, but smaller ones since the area is smaller. And then I'm going to repeat the same exercise again. So it's like crescent moon inside crescent moon. Right, so again the same exercise. So you just see I'm just adding auras, which is simple curved lines outlining that moon shape, the half moon shape, and nothing else. It is just the culmination of these lines which will give a very fantastic look, and you will see the tangle pattern crescent moon. So again, I'm not going to cross any lines. So as you can see, the space is getting smaller and smaller. Even I can color this space, the small thing that is left inside. So the last step in this is shading your tile. So I'm using a normal HB pencil, and I'm going to shade these intersections, right? So I'm just going to put some graphite on the intersection points here. Here. You can note I have a very small pencil in my hand. Why? Because I can hold it the way I'm holding it. It is inside my palm. I'm not using the tip of the pencil. I'm using its edges. Right? So you have to pour graphite at the intersections. I think I left a small portion here. So yeah. So at the intersections I'm just putting graphite, and I'm going to put a border around the shape that I have made, and some graphite on the inside also. Right. So this is a tortillon or a paper stump, and I am going to be smudging this graphite with the stump. Right. So just smudging what I have put. Gentle hand and circular movements. So basically here I have chosen to shade the Tangle Crescent moon by shading its intersections. There are various ways to shade a tangle, source of light and reflections while shading. Zentangle does not require any professional shading. I am just going by what I think will look best, right? So now I'm going to smudge this border also. And the inside, the graphite that I put inside, I'm going to smudge it. I'm going to put little more. This is, I'm not shading the intersections in this one. I'm just shading the tangle as a whole, darkening the sides and giving a lift to the center, also termed in Zentangle as the pillow effect. So why I made this small portion within the bigger tile is to show that you can shade the tangle this way also, right? I'm just going to smudge it a little more. I'm not using any more graphite. I'm just using the graphite that is already there on my tortillon to smudge it a bit more. Right. So that's Tangle pattern Crescent Moon. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put my initial on the tie. I'm going to sign and date it, right? So this is the Tangle pattern Crescent Moon, and as we proceed further I'll be showing you more of such tangles. You can get more information about Zentangle on its official website zentangle.com, and if you want to see more of my work, I'm there on Mosaic app by the name Sanju, and you can also see my Facebook page Sanyukta's Zentangle. So thanks for watching. Goodbye for today.